A lot of them are Slytherin. Pretty much all of them are Harry Potter in some respect. My first set of favorite are all these dang books. The first one is this guy. So I got this iPad for my school this semester. I also got the Apple Pencil, and it has helped me so much with my schooling. Like, let's go to my notes. Woo. Like, these are my history notes, see? And it's so much better than paper writing. I can search things up so much quicker. It's just revolutionized my note-taking for university. And now, especially because everything's online, I'll have like my lecture open on this side and then my notes on that side, and it's just perfect. Just perfect. The next item is this guy. I had it in my possession for quite a while, but I've never gotten around to using it. It's My Little Book of Spells by Basic Hexes, and it's meant to look like a spell book, but it's actually a daily planner. So here we have the inside, and to me, it's divided into two sections. This is looking forward, and this is looking back. This would be my actual planner. Like, here I put a timeline of my day, my tasks, my very important notes. My meal plan goes here, and just random daily notes at the bottom. And on this side is my looking back. This is where at the end of the day, I'll write my log about the day, what happened, my feelings about it, all of that stuff. So everything is contained, diary, journal, daily log, everything right in here. To go along with that bad boy, I have these two pens here. This guy is a Severus Snape wand pen. I got it in a LootCrate years ago, but it ran out of ink really, really quickly. And I was just neglecting to get a replacement cartridge, and I finally did, and I've been using it in my Basic Hexes planner, and I just love it. Feels like I'm at Hogwarts writing with this thing. My next one is this feather pen. It's just a regular ballpoint pen. You can replace it after you're done, but it has this cute little feather, and it's silver, and it looks fancy, but it's actually really cheap, so I'm not worried if I break it. But I have been using these two interchangeably all month, and I absolutely adore them. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I took a Gothic literature course this summer, and it was absolutely amazing. And one of the books that we were required to read was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I already had this book. It was already on my to-be-read list, so I was really excited to read it. And like, you can see the spine is all cracked for all the times I've gone back and referenced. And I just really loved this overall. It was spooky, it was creepy, it was a psychological trip. And by the end, you're just like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And this was just a fun ride the whole way through. I definitely recommend it. And another one that's been on my to-be-read list for years is Dracula. My professor suggested we read this one, but we didn't have enough time in the course to analyze it. I finally got all the way through. I finished it like last week actually, and it was interesting, but it wasn't as good as Frankenstein, in my opinion. The climax kind of fell short. It was more interesting at the beginning, where all the characters are trying to figure out what's going on and what's causing all these things. But it was still a good read overall, and if you want to get into the Gothic literature, I definitely suggest these two. So those were my favorite books, but branching off into my favorite media was definitely the BTS concert, Map of the Soul 1. It was so fun. If you had seen my Instagram stories, you had probably seen me updating all night of the concert. I tuned in for both nights, and I got my army bomb to connect to the concert, and it was just so fun. It was just like going to a real concert, but there was no screaming, and I got to be all cozy in my room, and it was just an awesome time. My next favorite piece of media was the anime Tokyo Ghoul. I tried to watch it when it first came out, like a decade ago almost, but I just never got into it, and now, as Japanese listening practice, I was watching it without subtitles, and it was hard to figure out exactly what was happening, but I picked up on so many words, so many grammar points, and my listening has definitely improved after watching it. And now the thing that everyone knew was coming, my Slytherin / Harry Potter favorites of the fall. First up, you can see it. It's so big, and it's so great, it's so heavy. My very own Hogwarts Robe. This thing is so great. One of my major regrets of my time in Japan is not picking one up on either of the 2 times I went to Harry Potter Land in Osaka. I was so upset when I got home, like, I should have bought it. I don't care if I was broke, like, it would be such a good memento. But I didn't. And so years later, I found one for cheap in my size on Facebook Marketplace, and I just had to pick it up. And this thing is just like the cherry on top for my Slytherin collection. Now, a few weeks after I got that, I saw on Instagram something that just blew my mind. It involved 2 of my absolute favorite things, Slytherin and bears. And I bet you can guess what this next item is. The Slytherin Build-A-Bear. He's just so cute. He matches my Hogwarts robe perfectly. He's got the Hogwarts logo and Harry Potter, and he's so squishy, and he's a bear, and I just love him. Next up in the tone of stuffed animals is this tiny little Voldemort. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. He's top heavy, and he's so cute. That's all I have to say. Now, another Slytherin favorite this fall has been the Harry Potter Pin-Seeking Slytherin set. I pre-ordered this as soon as I saw that it was coming out. I love collecting pins, and because this was like the first set of pin-seeking, I really, really wanted it. So here we have the pins. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. In my head I kept thinking there were 5. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that came with it. And these pins here are just ones I already had that I added to this little display. So I plan to just find a place on my wall and stick it up like that. And any other Slytherin pins I get, I'll just add to the empty spaces there. And the last Slytherin thing on my list is this itty bitty tiny Airpods case. I am extremely clumsy. Even when I don't try to be, everything goes everywhere. I drop everything. It just happens. And I've dropped my AirPods way too many times. I'm surprised they're not broken yet. I've had them like 6 months. And I just knew they needed a case. So I have this silicone one. It's green, it has a snake on it, it's Slytherin, and I haven't dropped it yet. Even though I've been stuck inside for so many months now, I definitely found little things here and there just to make me happy, and things that brought joy to my life. And these few items definitely stuck out to me as my favorites this season. Until we meet again, goodbye for now.